10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to ban.
The sack.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Ricky into...
Dire team's turn to ban. Radiant team's turn to ban.
Preocupante la cancha, perrón.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Had such an amazing game. Like, some people like to let Brood through or Lina through. It's like, can we beat it? And one of those heroes will go ham, and so we're going to have a Broodless and a Lina-less game. So that is definitely nice.
Yeah, can we watch some normal Dota?
Real
I'm sorry.
Dota.
Oh, Sleep Dart is normal Dota, Winter?
I feel like when I'm playing against this Ricky, I just want to, like, if I have to give away the Ricky, I will try to like pick DP and build like a 5-man draft around it so that we are always grouping together and you don't give the Ricky chances of pick off. Like, if you have a lineup that plays around all the time, what is the Ricky gonna do in the game? Like, kill careers?
Yeah, I mean, but to be able to group up early on, you do need to have a timing, right, in which you can group up around. And I think if you do have a Treant and you have a Death Prophet, you can group up quite easily around some Greaves timing. You have the Living Armor as well. So I think Entity's draft right now is quite a good draft to be playing against the Ricky, as you did mention.
So the second phase bans, EG removed Undying, Tiny, Beastmaster. I mean, the Tiny had a really, really good game the last time around. He was able to like kind of single-handedly win all 3 lanes.
Yeah, it's a Kataomi signature, so just make sure they don't deal with it. Instead, pick up an entity, Disruptor, which is the first time that Disruptor... Oh, no, never mind. Fishman's been running this left and right.
Yeah, Fishman plays it a lot.
Yeah.
It's one of his comforts for sure. And they're one of the few teams, I mean, at this point it's becoming more meta, but like they're very comfortable having this Treant Pos 4 in the laning stage, especially with like a Death Prophet. It's a very, very difficult lane to play against. Treant Pos 4, some would consider a bit cheesy because that hero is generally in a safe lane playing defensive, but this hero can play very aggressively too. If you pair it with like a Death Prophet, it's a very, very strong lane.
Yeah, you have a lot of sustain with the Leech Seed and the Spirit Siphon.
More than you need, right? Like
too much.
You can't really like go on that almost ever without like some type of rotation for sure.
I mean, do you think they should try to cut all the trees in the beginning of the game, like to deal with the tree and DP off lane?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the meta right now too. Is like Entity will probably bring 5 heroes to protect the trees, and EG might bring 5 heroes to like. So we could see a first blood like skirmish around here, around just like protecting trees.
How much would you consider this Death Prophet to still be a flex? The Stormstormer runs it quite a bit mid, but the way you're making this...
Definitely a flex.
Okay.
I mean, he's a flex, but I do feel like he's much better on the offlane. I feel like he's my go-to offlaner if I had to like put a tier on my offlaners that I want to pick, and DP is definitely one of them.
Okay. Especially, like you said, paired with the Treant Protector as well.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to flex as much as you can in Dota. Like, we didn't talk much about Evil Genius's draft here. The Ricky probably going to be on Matthew here, but the Sleshrack, they do play mid, and they also played on Whisper in the offlane here. So they're also going to like flex this as much as they can. If they pick their carry here, then they're going to continue to flex it until as long as they can. I mean, they are first pick this game for sure, so they won't be able to flex it to the very end, whereas Entity can. They can use this Death Prophet as a mid offlane flex all the way to the bitter end here and get the best matchup possible. And Toby is one of those players that does play really well when he gets his last pick and gets to see a counter matchup, and that might be a weakness for Pakaz here, someone that we do see often like a big part of their strategy. Toby's really known for having really good last picks. To shut someone down like Pakaz is really big.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find out, like who actually had pick order, because both games EG had the overall first pick, and I feel like with how they are prioritizing the carry, and because you're playing with Entity, you know how much they want to have the offlane as last pick. I feel like it's pretty important for them to actually secure the 24th pick.
Right. I definitely would agree with that.
Yeah, but both games. So, I mean, coin flip reverses, right? And so, I guess.
Wow.
They have a different idea here, and it looks like we will have the mid Leshrac. So C-Smile will be playing that, and Whisper will be playing this Enigma, which makes me think the Shadow Demon, I guess at this point, has to be position 5. Pretty good game for it. Like you versus the Death, it's not as good as it used to be. But when you are playing versus like a Treant, you can purge that armor with a Demonic Purge. Back in the day, you know, people used to buy Yules all the time on DP as your protection. Now it's Greaves, so you don't really care as much about the Purge, but it's still good burst damage, right? And you can lock down the DP and get some good damage on him.
Yeah, and now he has the defensive Dispel as well for your teammates.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty useful in this game, I feel like, and you have a good way of setting up for the Leshrac stun. It's not a hero we see all the time, but he does fit the game plan that they are trying to execute right now. It gives Leshrac a tool to initiate and a way to keep him alive in the team fights.
Is there any carries that you find would be an especially good pairing for this Shadow Demon? I feel like Naga Siren may be one of the options for Pakaz.
Did CK get banned?
CK,
CK would have been
still in the pool.
It's still in the pool.
And that's Pakaz's #1 hero so far.
And he likes it a lot versus NP. It is a hero we see quite successful versus Death Prophet as well. I mean, he get out of Overgrowth technically with his ulti, but I think Tree will save it for that. But either way, it's looking like it's his best hero. It's a good game for it. Why not go for it? Hopefully Entity also have done their homework, and I'd like to see it banned.
Yeah, they banned out the Marcy instead, which seems unique. I don't really see any good sidekick pairings for her. And usually I feel like if it's a carry Marcy, you want at least a +1 that right-clicks.
But it does fit their lineup. I feel like they need a carry that can be active early to abuse this Lash timing. You want to take the map with the Enigma. Because with this kind of setup, like Enigma and Lash, I feel like the other two hit cores are already more greedy. So you don't really need a carry that has to be a win condition. He just needs to allow the draft to do its thing and help his team to play.
And I suppose in this case, deal with what is...
How about Bloodseeker though?
They banned the CK.
Do you guys like Bloodseeker for them to round out the draft?
Yeah, Bloodseeker's great. I think versus the Death Prophet can work. You also you have the Shadow Demon set up right for the Blood Right in the laning stage. I think that could be a really good pick. He does like the hero. Does he like it a lot? I don't know if he plays it too much, but who can't play Bloodseeker at this point?
Although it may not be a Death Prophet matchup, because EG, they seem to be expecting it to be a mid-lane Stormstormer Death Prophet, because they banned out two,
that makes sense, because they always last pick the
Toby hero.
Toby hero.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good against... I mean, he doesn't want to pick something that is bad versus the NP or bad versus the DP, because then it's just like an easy slam dunk on himself, right? So he definitely needs to address these heroes in some capacity. Shadow Demon is not known as the strongest hero, and they're going to do it through the Naga, which is same thing. It's good versus the NP in lane. It's pretty good versus the DP in lane. He did address it, but now if they want to, they can just throw Toby on something in the off lane that is good. Like I was going to say, the Darkseer, which is the counter. So great draft by Entity of getting exactly what they wanted as far as the flexes.
Yeah, both teams have very, very solid drafts. They have different approaches towards how they want to play the game, and it's going to be a very, very exciting game too here.
And it is going to be, as suspected, the mid lane Death Prophet. So why did you like Darkseer in particular, just against Illusion heroes?
Yeah, I mean, the Darkseer in this specific game, oftentimes you don't get away with an easy lane for Darkseer. And Darkseer is just such a powerful hero right now that if you get a lane, the hero's strong. You do have the Disruptor combo as well, which you can do in the mid game. And obviously the Ion Shells, whatever you put on the DP running in, or maybe even the Tree, or even himself, can deal with illusions throughout majority of the game.
Yeah, this should be a pretty straightforward lane. I don't see how the Naga is going to be able to do much to the Darkseer.
Well, what about this whole tree cutting before the game starts shenanigans?
Yeah, but I feel like the tree and the Darkseer should, even though if it actually happens in a game, I feel like the Darkseer should still have a very, very easy lane.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing EG does have going for him that is quite nice is this Shadow Demon is quite good for Darkseer throughout the whole game. So the Purge is there. It does remove the armor this game. It removes the Ion Shield, the Surge. So it's pretty valued pick here from the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, that could be a very, very key pick here in the draft.
And how about Watson's lane on this Nature's Prophet? How's he going to fare against this Enigma Ricky?
I feel like he's going to farm and Enigma's going to farm. I don't think too much will happen this lane. Ricky's going to roam and try and help after the Enigma pulls the wave back. It's just going to be like, I farm, you farm.
Then Fear, take the mid lane matchup for me. How's that one looking? Leshrac v DP.
I mean, I've seen this matchup go both ways depending on support rotations. Right?
Yep.
If you get Exorcism, you can chase down the Leshrac. But if you get Pulse Nova pretty easy with +1, you can easily, burst the other way around here too. So I don't know if the supports are going to be good enough to make these rotations. Ricky's not the best at it, but it's going to be a pretty even mid matchup. It's going to be skill-based, of course, and like whoever gets the runes, I think, might take the edge here.
Okay. Well, I'm personally biased for this game number 2. I feel like it would be heartbreaking for Evil Geniuses to get 2-0'd and then have to go to the lower bracket and then face off against the only other South American team. So at least for this game number 2, I'm rooting for Evil Geniuses. Seems like the crowd is very, very enthusiastic about that as well. But I have high hopes. At least this time, there's no way that you could throw with an item build, because I do consider the Manta style to have been a somewhat bit of a throw in that itemization. This time, the Naga Siren, that's a straightforward item build. Right?
You'd be surprised,
Oh
right?
gosh, what kind of direction can he go into, please?
It might be on a different hero here or there, but no, it's a pretty straightforward build on the Naga. I think Naga has a lot of tools. Even though the Darkseer can be good versus Naga in lane, I think Naga will still get her farm. And I think more than anything, it's going to be Whisper's lane again, like we saw him in the group stage, dominating time and time again in the laning stage. Had a little bit of slip, got first blood of this game, got killed again with some rotations. Didn't have his best game here, so if you want Ichi to win this one, I think it's going to start with Whisper having a bit better game this series.
Yeah, I'm heartbroken that he has not been. I think Entity have been definitely heavily prioritizing banning out his Timbersaw, and his Broodmother did not really get to play the game that we were hoping it would with the rest of the team. Like, you were advocating for early BKBs, Winter, and this Broodmother did not get to play with her Kunkka and SF, who had BKBs.
I mean, the lane is one issue for sure. He didn't have a very good start, but I still feel after the laning phase, they had a lot of opportunities to take control of the map as long as they have the right itemization. The BKB is definitely a very, very big problem that didn't really allow the rest of the team to play towards their timings. And I feel like this time around, everything's going to be different. Like Fia mentioned, the Naga's build is going to be very, very straightforward. Everybody's job in the game is going to be very, very clear, and we are going to see a very, very good game.
Eventually we will see it. I assure you viewers, the game is not live quite yet. I am not holding things up, I promise. Fear, how's life treating you these days?
Great. I mean, the weather's cooling down just a little bit.
Yes, it was sweltering earlier.
The sun is going down. I'm starting to feel alive and human again, so that is absolutely amazing news. But one thing I did want to mention about the last game for Entity, like, I didn't really believe in their draft that much last game, but Kataomi on his roaming Tiny was like, he made everything happen to the point where I'm just like, Entity, when I watch them play, their draft doesn't have to make sense, because like sometimes they just play so well that they just like take you by surprise.
I mean, those are the kind of drafts where I feel like you're not going to be able to win every single game. Like, you need so many things to be perfect for you. Like the Tiny is a very good example. He has to have a very, very good game to allow that kind of momentum in the game, to allow them to take control with the Silencer and the Pugna. If you think about the game, if the lanes just didn't went so well for them, the game might be totally different. The SF BKB is one thing, but the lane as well.
Yeah, and
let's see, what else? What is the laning stage for this game going to look like? Okay, yeah, okay. So for this next game here, I do think Pakaz is going to have a very interesting matchup against the Darkseer here, because like he will free farm for sure in this game, but the rotations from both sides, if you look at Shadow Demon, I think we underrated a bit as far as like the game goes, because he can make rotations to the mid lane, right?
Yeah.
And I think Ricky, he has pretty weak rotations. Like, I mean, if DP's level 6 and you get a double blink strike with the slow, you can definitely make something happen there. But it's not going to be as strong as like just Xiaodun. I'd like to see him get an early smoke, maybe get a disruption on the DP, pop all your spells, get the Edict off, get the Pulse Nova off, and try to burst them. So we'll have to see if those rotations actually come to fruition in this game. It won't be easy for either side as they don't have natural roamers, but something we definitely have to look out for.
Yeah, like you brought up previously, the rune control. Maybe if they can't kill, but they have to secure the runes, to allow either the Lash or the DP to have a very, very good game, and they might be able to influence the side lanes, That could also be very helpful for the supports, because if you look at SD and Ricky, if they are able to get some extra levels from the early stages because the mid laner is roaming around, he gets a good rune, then the game is going to be very, very different for the supports.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Then the last thing we wanted to see was probably just Whisper, right? I mean, Whisper...
I want to see Whisper.
I mean, Whisper just like... Do you think he can win that lane? That's the real question. Because like he's laning with a Ricky. I mean, he's versus NP. He's got pretty strong lane matchup here, but Ricky's not a tiny. Like, I've seen these Enigma tiny lanes like go extremely well because you get the toss back, but I'm not so sure this game he's really set up, as we've seen in most of his games, to just like go ham and win. Because he is playing versus the NP. He's going to be Enigma Ricky. Do they have what it takes to just like really just control that lane in this game number 2 here?
Just deny creeps all day.
Yeah,
cut the
deny
wave.
creeps. I don't think they will have to cut the wave. It's just about controlling the wave in front of the tower as Enigma. I don't think you want to do that when you have Enigma.
Right.
I feel it doesn't help your lane as much as maybe compared to other offlaners. As long as the support blocks, all you need to do in that lane is you body block both the camps, the MP can't pull, and you get the wave towards your tower. Sure, you can't really totally stop the MP from last hitting, but it gives you a game. And once you have, say, maybe level 3, level 4, maybe the Ricky can come in and kill the MP if there's an opening.
Yeah, and I was having short-term memory there, like what their 5 was, but they had Disruptor. That was it. It's gonna be Disruptor and NP lane.
Disruptor is not. I feel like he's not going to be that useful in this lane.
I mean, what will be more useful though, the Disruptor or the Ricky? That's really comes down to.
Ricky. I think the Ricky is going to be more useful.
All right.
Why do Entity like Disruptor so much? Because it seems to be a hero that's specialized towards them.
Yeah.
Not really popular with the rest
He's
of
the
teams.
only position 5 that gives you team fight plus catch. Actual catch with the glimpse. Because if you think about, you think about the other position 5 heroes that has team fights, the one that comes to mind, Trian, Undying, Phoenix, and maybe Snapfire, those are the heroes that don't have any reliable catch for a team. But Disruptor's weakness is the lane. That's why they're pairing the Disruptor with NP, because NP is strong in the lane.
In some games, yeah. I mean, but ever since they added damage to Glimpse, I've seen Disruptors do surprisingly well in the laning stage. Like, if you step out of position and then you get relocated with damage on top of it, and some hero like NP, who's now Treant blocking you, it can be devastating. So, like, I think Disruptor's a bit underrated as a hero. We don't see it enough. And, Entity did come out first in the group by playing a bunch of Disruptor. Maybe we're going to see other teams, like, pick up this hero and start playing it a bit more. I do believe it is a little undervalued.
I think the one thing that especially took me by surprise is Rubik was ignored, and instead they picked up the Disruptor. And theoretically, Rubik can provide team fight, depending on the right spell stone. It provides catch with telekinesis.
Safe.
And yet still they prefer the Disruptor.
Yeah, but as a POS 5, it can be played as a 5 some games, but most 5 players, you have to have like a Rubik specialist for it.
Fantastic. It does appear that we are in the game, so why am I still talking? Instead, let's hear from Avo and Jenkins.
Tsunami. We are in a game of Dota 2, Jenkins. The game is beginning. People have not missed any action because the pause just resumed again.
That's right, my friend. It was Fishman again. We can all blame Fishman.
Oh my God, his headset again, was it?
He threw the headset at the keyboard. He was just so angry.
He was trying to hit an admin, actually, but I hit the keyboard instead.
That's right.
Yeah. But it's okay now. We're in the game. It's in game. What is your take on this game? Tell me a little bit about what you see from both teams. EG went with a completely different strategy this time.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I always like Leshrac as a mid laner. I feel like he's a great win condition for EG. Chris Luck, C-Smile has had a fantastic performance every time he's on the Leshrac. But I do like the Entity last pick Darkseer. I also think that that's going to do very well versus the Naga in lane. Tree Darkseer, Ketaomi is the guy who invented this 4 tree, at least this season. He popularized it, so I could see them doing very well down here against the Naga.
Okay. They did get a little split earth to begin with to steal the bounty run. That's not bad. Good stuff for EG.
Yeah.
There's one bounty run still on the map. Actually, I'm not sure where that went. Who's taking that one?
There is no.
It was denied by a tree, right? Oh no.
Fishman, Fishman.
Okay,
he's got it. Oh, another pause coming out. Oh, now it's our time to fill. All right.
Awesome. Exciting.
All right. I was jealous.
Yes.
They got to fill. Let me tell you about Moby Dick. All right.
It's a great classical work.
There's this captain, and he really wants to kill this shark.
Sure.
Oh, shit, that's Jaws. I think I was doing Jaws.
No. It's a whale. It's a whale in Moby Dick. You know, people say we go on these tangents too much, right? So maybe we talk about just Dota right now.
Okay.
In fact, it's unpausing.
All
See,
right.
once I stopped you on your tangent, we can finally unpause the game.
It's been our fault this entire time.
You go so wild on these games.
All of the production issues have been us.
Who is going to go wild this game? Who do you expect is going to pop off? Who's the main win conditions here?
Well, you know what? I'm actually very happy to see an Enigma not against a silencer for once. I feel like it's the most impossible Enigma game in every single game. Whisper is gold tier Enigma, and I feel like I don't see him playing it. He's mostly Timbersaw, which was first banned. So he can pop off this game, but yeah, I'm looking at the Darkseer. I feel like this is a pretty free Darkseer game. It's insane against Naga, too. Like, you get an illusion to this hero, and it just shreds.
Yeah, but do you think the fact that Darkseers these days, they concentrate normal punch as well, and it's all about, I mean, it's just using the enemy carry against them. It makes the Naga much, much stronger, I bet.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, though, like, Leshrac is never going to care about illusions or about his own illusion. Like, this is same with Enigma. Like, these are not cores that Darkseer is good against, but it is good against the Naga, and he's got a good lane, and it was last pick, so we'll see how it goes. His lane is not going that well so far, but that's because it's Darkseer. His laning sucks ass early, and that's true. That's why you cut waves.
Even with the Trim Protector, you don't think that makes up for it at all. Huh?
No.
As in the top lane, they got Whisper, by the way. Matthew still trying to get a counter kill here with the Adelon's help, and Fishman will die to this, but the first blood still went the way of Watson. Again, guys, the first blood, I think you have to cheer for. That's the big one. That's the big kill. Watson just got the first blood for the carry. NP's going to go crazy.
He did,
Watson's also the only NP I've still seen that sometimes gets Midas, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed this.
I mean, I've seen a lot of Midases in pubs and in Div 2, but yeah, in terms of
like competitive, actually
competitive, yeah.
Right, yes.
There's not that much.
Because most people think it's a grief because they think Maelstrom does the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I kind of agree. It's like if you're really confident about being that like late game 1v5 farmer guy, then yeah, you can have 6 items when the enemy carry has 4.
Right.
Nice little vacuum back, but no trees to play around for Katomi, so...
But in the top lane, Fishman will die as Matthew gets the kill. El Gotito strikes again.
Yeah.
And even gets glimpsed back. He's like, thank you. I'm going to go back home.
Honestly, like...
Oh, he gets tipped. That's a really late tip Whisper. That's not...
Ricky,
gotta be quicker.
You do have to be quicker, yeah. Especially with Matthew. He is known to... As a Walter White, he's known to, freak out on people. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, Ricky doing...
He's always cooking something.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks for the save. But Ricky doing well in lane this is not really supposed to happen. This hero's played for the 15-minute timing, obviously. As the dive comes out...
Right. The path is interesting about Bakaz. He actually kind of confused Rim Protector because he thought, why is he going into the trees?
Right.
But it worked somehow. Disruption's there to save him.
It did work. I mean, Naga Siren, 330 move speed hero.
It's true. She is also, I like to always mention, is very lean. She has the smallest width in Dota.
Her hitbox,
as they go for Panda, they kill him with a bunch of punches. Panda has to suffer because he is not as lean as the Naga.
I think if you're Darkseer and you're getting kills and CSing like even remotely decently in the first 3 minutes, you're pretty damn happy. I mean, they did last pick it, obviously, but even in that case, like this hero has some pretty weak early game laning. As you mentioned, the tree definitely helps out.
Yeah.
But Toby is just loving life right now.
Yeah, that's true.
He almost has mana boots, dude. When he gets those, like, they're just going to keep spamming down here.
So the build on Darkseer these days, you still go for the Greaves first, right? Like, use auras. How much do you deviate into auras this game? Do you also pipe this game to deal with the Lesh?
Oh, you for sure pipe.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the Lesh counter, right? That's what we saw with Tundra winning TI. Like, that's how they won TI, is the Mage Slayer plus the pipe versus Lesh. Could they get a Mage Slayer? Yeah, they probably will on Watson, to be honest. Because
he can, so?
Because he can build it into an eventual Bloodthorn. Scotty also works out, third item, fourth item. Like, eventually they need it. Whisper, he had 1 Tango left, luckily.
Yeah. Now he might consider buying maybe a Quelling Blade for those sprouts.
Oh, yeah.
Or Ricky actually just has it on his own inventory. He's a good enough support. We'll see. He can always Blink Strike into the sprout and then, Quelling Blade.
Right, that is true.
That's the real play.
Just carry 6 Tangos around at all times.
I mean, it is one of the issues of playing range supports or range heroes in general against the MP, right? You want a Quelling Blade even in the late game against a Sprout Leech talent, but you hate that.
Yeah, it feels really bad. I mean, 4 staff is the play. Like, I could see Whisper even picking it up, to be honest.
Have you ever seen how some Enigmas, or in late game, some of these initiators are starting to buy Quelling so they can get into the trees in certain positions? so they can be very precise about this.
No, I've not seen that, but
Oh, really?
I'm a huge Quelling Blade fan.
Yeah, I've seen Banes do this a lot. Obviously, supports is more common.
It's so good. It's so good, dude. You just come at these angles that nobody expects because, like, who the hell is a Quelling Blade?
At 20 minutes in, yeah.
Dude, it's so cheap now.
Yeah.
Of course it's fine.
And
like,
they keep it in their backpack because, like, why have it in your inventory?
It's 2 branches. It's worth 2 branches, pretty much. Like, come on, it's worth it.
There's the tangle. Whisper just in case he gets sprouted.
Yeah, of course.
Ricky's getting him covered.
Yep.
We didn't talk much about this this mid matchup. C-Smile has had an incredible performance in Leshrac this whole tournament. This is definitely a comfort pick for him. How do you think this matches up against DP for Stormstormer?
Oh, man, that is a weird matchup because I feel like whichever one is more ahead kills the other in the fight, right? It's like an ahead Leshrac with like Bloodstone will just like shred through a DP and heal. But a DP who has like level 12 or level 2 in the Exorcism or something might kill a Lesh in the fight. It's super volatile is what I'm saying, depending on who has more items and levels.
Okay. I mean, that can be said for a lot of mid matchups, right? What's the big power spikes? You can tell me the ones that you're looking for.
Yeah,
here.
it's like, okay, so, you know, obviously DP, once she gets the BKB, she's going to be fine against Lesh.
In the top lane. That's a lot of damage for Whisper.
He should
and
be
P keeps
dead.
hitting him. He's down.
That's kind of what I expect. I mean, that lane, it's 2 ranged heroes. You've got all the Treants versus the Eidolons. Ricky's not really that great at laning. So that's to be expected, as Matthew actually snipes a D-ward.
So how do they deal with this? Because Darkseer is the aura carry, he's the Enigma of the other team, right? And he's going to get a really good lane.
Yeah, that is true. They're going to have an early Greaves timing that they can definitely fight around. And Nature's Prophet, obviously, this is a hero that loves to run at towers as a carry.
Right.
Naga's not going to get active like that. Death Prophet also, I mean, this is like the fastest pushing mid laner other than Pugna, which also Entity picked at mid lane last game. So yeah, I would expect Entity to take a lot of towers down pretty quickly this game with how it's going. Nice zoning here, even if they don't kill him.
Panda, okay, there's the Iron Shell. Slowly destroying Panda, now the body blocks. Panda is really, he's dying so slowly, Jenkins, but he is going to eventually die.
Yeah, that's not a great way
You
to
can
go
feel
down.
the pain in the mid lane, similar amount of pain. C-Smile's down, and she's ahead. The DP, can you even you as the Exo to take a little bit of the tower. Matthew's here to tank the spirits. He is in high armor early on.
That was a really nice rotation from Fishman, just recognizing the strength of the glimpse back into all of DP spells, which do more damage to you the closer you are.
Of course, because the ghosts, they take less time.
Yeah, the ghosts have a movement speed and they have to run back to DP before they go out again, and so the closer they are to her, the less they have to move. And also, obviously, Spirit Siphon, if you run away from it, it stops ticking on you. So, yeah, the pairing of the Disruptor and the DP is actually a very strong pairing, even though Disruptor is not that great of a ganker otherwise until he gets like his ult.
I mean, the idea of a zone out, right, in the fact that Disruptor tends to be able to decide if you want to keep on fighting all the time between Glimpse and Connect
Yeah, that
Field.
is true. It's like you could just not Glimpse if you don't want to fight, right?
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
And you close him in an area, you can get that combo with Silence. It's quite useful early.
I like the way SVG said it at one point. He said, like, a Disruptor anchors a fight.
Right,
He says,
I like
we're
that.
going to fight right here. And heroes like DP that have this ult that people just disengage from, you want the fight to be anchored.
Yeah.
So Disruptor DP makes a lot of sense.
It also does make heroes with save, like for example a Shadow Demon Disruption, not feel as impactful.
Yeah, because you're honestly just set up at that point.
Right. Because you can, of course, glimpse someone, but Disruption you have to do in middle Static Storm, you
Yeah.
have to do in middle Kinetic Field, and you'll still come out and receive damage from the DP.
Yeah, you will. Yep.
Tower is under attack.
We'll see though what EG's timing is looking like. Because with a Ricky, don't you usually play for the 15-minute mark regardless?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, yeah, like we saw a Ricky game earlier, and I was saying in the green room, like, I never expect this hero to do that well. Early game, Whisper getting caught out.
Well, it's one call. I may know it.
Is he the one?
Wrath of Nature. Oh, he got body blocked. He got body blocked the trains. Whisper's gonna die here.
Okay, that's a lot of summons. That little lantern right there was the bane of his existence.
Yeah, that little ant killed by such a small light.
It's very pathetic.
Yeah.
Not a good way to go.
No, the crowd didn't even comment on that.
They did not. That light is going to be removed in the next patch.
The fact that I can hear you right now is crazy.
It's
considering
great.
how
It's
the crowd
it is,
going.
yeah, it is crazy.
Radiant have fortified
Yeah,
their
the silence is
structures.
deafening here, but we'll see. Their timing is not this yet. Entity's looking really good in this early game, however. And they have scouted out this TP from Panda. There's a disruption.
This is a big
Matthew,
rotation.
smoke screen. That's going to help a little bit. The damage from the Leshrac as well, piling onto the Stream Protector. He has a fair amount of healing, and they'll commit to him. They'll get the kill there, but Exorcism has been out. And now C-Smile has to get away, but
Oh, they
anchoring
got
the
him.
fight is the glimpse. Bringing him back, no chance. It's a 5 for a mid laner.
Tower has fallen.
Yeah, and arguably most importantly, I mean, Stormstorm, he's still got a little bit of his ult left. They're going to look to pressure. Whisper's there, so it's a little bit weird. Like, you don't want to get black-holed here. They're going to go for it.
Okay, they do catch the DP for now, but Kinetic Field makes it difficult for them to fight this. And now Matthew, he has to use Trickster trade at the right moment. He's still stuck, and he's going to die. Entity can now take a free tower in this mid lane, and EG look helpless in this early game.
Even Toby shows up to secure it. I like that, but man, it like DP, one of the most annoying things about her right now is it feels like it's such a hard decision. Do we go on her? Do we not go on her? Because the Spirit Siphon is so powerful at this point in the game. When it was percentage damage, yes, she scaled better hypothetically, right? But because it's not percentage damage right now, it does so much healing that no hero can deal with without a Spirit Vessel. Good luck getting that item. It's dead, right? So you have to decide, do we go on her? Do we not go on her? She's pushing her tower, so we want to go on her. And it's almost always wrong.
Naga now stuck in the trees. Overgrowth will make sure she can't go anywhere. Kinetic Field, if she had any chance of escaping, was on the song, but she doesn't have it leveled up just yet.
I clicked on him a bit late there. He did have illusions up. I mean, I imagine it was just barely on cooldown. Yeah. Really good on Entity to like time that and to know that it's a 25-second cool. Like even knowing that's like, okay, probably it's level 4 on illusions for farming. It's a 25-second cooldown. It's likely on cooldown. Otherwise, you don't ult there on Treant, right? Because otherwise, she just illusions and gets out.
Right, of course. But they knew it. Also, they're setting up Kinetic Field afterwards to punish that. Now Static Storm in the top lane. Matthew's here to help. Disruption as well. This will stop this fight for now. Really well-timed Disruption at the edge of the Static Storm and the Kinetic Field. And that's where the Disruption comes into play, right? Especially early game is particularly useful against Disruptor.
I think that was a good call from Stormstormer there. He says get back. Like, you press some spells, and then enemy team reveals that there's just a ton of heroes there protecting and baiting this. Like, don't play into their hand. It looks like they might even... They may give away the top tower. It's hard to make the call because there's a Treant in this game, so I don't know. Maybe they throw Fishman up here, get some levels, and maybe he dies, whatever. Katomi, he's going deep.
As a player yourself, don't you think it's very frustrating to play against a team that's so willing to do the back call? Like they don't overcommit any time for these mistakes?
It is frustrating, and I mean, this is the time when you would expect those mistakes to happen on a major when people are playing in front of a crowd.
That it doesn't even like you as much as the others.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to not be affecting them at all, which I think probably goes back to Arlington when Entity played the 100 and whatever minute game, like longest game in the history of Dota or something like that.
Right.
Or history of majors, yeah.
Player's middle tower isn't going to last long.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating if you're EG right now, of course, but if you're Entity, it's going swimmingly for you. They're soon going to get this Darkseer timing.
7K gold lead at 12 minutes.
It's brutal.
That is really high. Like, that's like S-tier level shellacking that's happening. Yeah. I hate to bring it back. Oh, there's the hole.
I mean, okay, they had to use a black hole for something. And then they got support with it. It's a kill they needed, but it's not a kill that's what they wanted ideally.
Yeah, oh, top lane. Okay, Fishman dies to Pakaz.
Yeah, and even the committed Static Storm, though, Pakaz might die as a result. They used the wall here since he's still silenced.
Okay, that's worth it.
Once again, he's dead.
Yeah, that's worth it.
I feel like if Pakaz wants to go for these skills, shouldn't he skill the song? I mean, he would have died anyway there, but like, it gives you more options.
It does, yeah. I mean, it gives you an idea of like his sense of desperation. Like he really needs somewhere to farm, and it feels like there's nowhere because he's got a Lesh mid. I mean, this is why a lot of people don't like to pick Lesh right now, because a lot of the carries want to take like the entire map in terms of farm, especially a Naga Siren.
Right.
Like C-Smile, he needs his Bloodstone, and he's close to it. So maybe that's a death that Pakaz needed to have to give space to C-Smile to have the next team fight go swimmingly for him. But we'll see. He's up against a 7K gold lead at 12 minutes. Like I said, that's not very common in this patch, even though it is a very lane-centric patch.
How important is it for you to have the gold lead if you are playing something like these Bloodstone heroes? It's all about surviving damage. Can it overwhelm you if you don't have the gold lead, particularly by this much?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it's just basic math. Like they have higher levels in their spells, and your healing doesn't out-heal their burst.
Right.
Also, people have like cloaks, people have hoods, and so you're doing less damage to them and healing less. As Katomi taking a lot of damage. Bot, he's dead.
But here comes the counter initiation by Fishman. I think he's really fast, Fishman. And know where Matthew is, more or less. Stormstormer joins as well. Signs for the England immediately. They don't have the black hole, so he's going to TP it away. But no chance. The glimpse cancels the TP, and he goes down. Whispers out. And look, Matthew wants to avenge his dead teammate. He at least gets the kill on the enemy support. Matthew playing around with vision, but they saw him the whole time. Did a sentry drop.
I respect that. I respect that. Just take Fishman out before you go.
Yeah, of course.
That's definitely worth it for Matthew. However, Fishman holding the glimpse for the more important target, which is Whisper, I think was a good call there. He could have very easily glimpsed Matthew and gotten a kill on him earlier, but he was picking and choosing his fights, like you said, and you can also pick and choose your targets. If you're this far ahead, it's like you don't want to just kill the worthless support. But Matthew, you know, he gets the kill on the way out. That's a good way to go.
It's a little morale boost as well. Like, I got him, guys.
Yeah,
We've killed the 2 supports a couple of times now.
And it's Fishman, too. Everybody wants to kill Fishman.
He has beef with a lot of people.
He's got a lot of beef out there.
Good lad, though.
Yeah, he's a funny lad. He's a great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Okay. We're nearing, I mean, we're at the 50-minute mark, and we do have Shard on Ricky. What does this change now, Jenkins? Do they have any combo with it? I mean, I see the split earth. That's not very impressive.
They're beating on Dire's top tower.
From what I can see, it's the split earth. Like here,
I mean, that's there we go. That was unimpressive. That was very unimpressive. In fact,
he's dead. He's gonna go down for that.
But he showed off his sleeping dart.
He did. They know that he has it now. They know he's farmed 1,400 gold.
Wow, which is a lot of information.
It's good information to know.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower
So yeah, Toby commits the wall to that because I don't think.
Oh no, Pakas. Still no sleep. He has Manta this time though, so he can at least divide the damage a little bit. He's not going to. He's holding on to it until he gets into the high ground. Hopefully to surprise him. Maybe just deny himself. He didn't.
Okay, and on the ancient stack too. So Stormstormer's going to get that. I think he didn't want to use it because he's worried about the tree, who has the Ag Shard.
Oh, right. Like okay, that makes sense.
But T-Smile, he's got the Bloodstone.
Yes, he does, but he can't tank enough. The damage is way too high. T-Smile disintegrates.
He wanted to fight that because he had the Bloodstone, but Katomi was right on him, man. He knew it. They pinged it. They're like...
Panda, they're faltering, man. They're just all feeding one by one. Choo-choo! It's it. Is the train feed.
That was such a value DP ulti.
It was.
Like, first, they kill the carry solo, and then the Ancient stack, because they just happen to be there. And then C-Smile walks in. He thinks he's safe. He's got his Bloodstone. Katomi's already there, sets up on him. And then, obviously, Panda's going to go in and try to save his team.
Yeah, he has to. He's in his contract.
Right, right.
It is true, though, as well. I was telling you, right? If you go BKB there, you actually have a chance to turn things around.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he should, but with Bloodstone builders, it's just about you being ahead. If you're not, it feels very unimpactful.
That is right. That is right. I mean, they almost have a pipe. They have Greaves.
Oh, they mean they as entity in this case?
As an entity, yes, right. Of course.
Yeah, because Enigma is full poverty mode right now.
Yeah,
he's
poverty mode. He is going for a pipe next, though, instead of the full Greaves.
Okay.
You know, lots of magical damage on the enemy team. Even Nature's Prophet does magic damage because he has the Gleipnir. So, and by the way, he did go for the Hand of Midas on Watson as Matthew.
He's been silenced. Matthew, he's not going to go down for now thanks to Disruption, and C-Smile gets in the Static Storm. Matthew might actually save him. Nope, never mind. Glimpse back into Static Storm he goes, into Kinetic Field. He's down. At least Matthew is capable of making our life, but that's not a trade you want to take. You know, 4 for mid. You'd rather sacrifice for 4.
Yeah, and they can keep pushing. I mean, they don't even need the DP ulti. Nope. He's got a Blink Dagger, by the way, on Stormstormer. Yeah, he's there.
Okay, he once again is holding on to the Manta. There, he uses it. Enough to get the song off. Does he have a TP? He just got it. I don't know. That's going to be fast enough. One more second. Nope. Yep, it was fun.
Yeah, he's good.
It was fun.
Yeah, there was nothing else to... I mean, the Gleipnir from the low ground, I respect it from Watson, but it wasn't on the TP, you know? I think he was going for, like, okay, I'm going to try to hold him in place for long enough that the song ends, and then my team can cancel the TP. Right. But it didn't happen, yeah. So, yeah, great for Pakaz there.
I mean, as great as this game can be.
Yeah, kill on Fishman, yeah, you know. It's a morale boost. This team, you know, gave him some tips there, so that's good.
Yeah, it shows that their morale is still high. Unfortunately, they need the net worth to be high, not their morale.
I see Toby, by the way, drawing the little circle on the map. That is where EG is farming. It is 2 camps, and Roshan is not spawning for at least 6 minutes.
Right.
So it is not a great place to be, as we see, because yep, that camp has already been farmed, my dude.
Yep.
And you might die because you went up to farm it.
Oh no, Naga. She already used her mirror image. They have the Manta style at least. So that dispels the overgrowth, but they glimpse her back, and she has nothing to do with it. Black hole now. We need to counter an issue, but it's cancelled immediately. The Enigma didn't do enough. They're fighting in the backline trying to kill Stormstormer, and he will finally fall thanks to C-Smile. That's a godlike streak for him. He's keeping up with Watson right now, going close to him, hoping to kill him off, and he will get the Aegis down. The reset, though, is a little bit difficult. Can they get a splitter arc off? Yes, they do. And now Watson's stuck in a bad position. C-Smile, he's still alive. This man, he finally died, but not before sacrificing himself for 3 cores. A small glimpse of hope here for EG. They finally get one team fight all off the back of our lovely C Smile.
It turns out when Fishman's not the first one to die, it goes horribly for Entity.
Fishman has to die, Jenkins.
EG has realized they just need to not focus Fishman. I mean, C Smile, he just recognized a good opportunity to go in there. And Stormstormer, he kind of overcommitted with the Blink Dagger. He thought he was a lot stronger than he was. He didn't get, there was a few Spirit Siphons that he had left. I think he had 2, and he did not get them off on anybody.
Fishman? No. He did get rooted in base.
Yeah, nice try. That was the longest net I've ever seen.
The overgrowth is also like, they were confident enough. They thought, we can just overgrowth to catch him. And they punished that, as we can see here, right? No overgrowth, the team fight doesn't seem as good.
Pakaz, by the way, he's got a Mage Slayer, which is what let him walk in and be actually tanky in that fight. And I mean, it's a ton of magic damage that he's up against. Even the Nature's Prophet, he can trade 1v1 with the Mage Slayer. So it's being applied here, which lets C Smile survive.
You're actually very right about the blink there, Stormstormer, because it cut the fight, and it also allowed Pakaz to hunt down the backlines.
Yeah, it definitely split up the backline, and ironically, Fishman, which is one of the backliners, didn't go down. They're like, well, you're useless. You already used your ult. We won't kill you. So good target priority from EG as well, realizing they could kill the more important heroes there.
Yeah, Fishman cannot deal with a fish woman particularly.
No, he can't. That would be a mermaid.
Is that? And siren.
Right.
Different things.
Oh, my bad.
Different mythologies.
Right.
Don't get them
sorry,
confused.
I mixed up my mythologies
yeah,
there.
There's different species.
Yeah.
As we look at the dwarf species down bottom as the Darkseer, he's trying to cut lanes. He has Pipe and Greaves now, so the team fights should still be really in their favor. This is not enough for AG to come back. Yeah,
he's looking for the Blink Dagger now so that he can, get in there with Stormstormer and actually get a Naga illusion. It's kind of hard to get one right now. You have to get lucky and have the Naga run into you. But they're very tanky. Matthew, being annoying.
What is he doing? Oh, he's just sapping experience. He is, I guess.
He put a ward down. He got a nice little ward. He's going to snipe some couriers now. I like that he didn't try to snipe couriers on that ward, by the way. He's not revealing it.
Right. What's the use of a deep ward when you're this far behind?
I mean, it gives your carry, like Pakaz, for example, can go put his body there and then send the Naga illusions to cut waves. So that is very important as he takes down a courier.
Yeah,
very nice for Matthew. Very nice for Matthew. The only thing that a Ricky can do aside from, darting people.
And setting down wards, I mean, it's good.
Yeah, he's actually having quite the impact. I mean, Ricky having impact, of course. But aside from the sleeping dart, he's doing some good stuff here.
It's actually Panda who's a little bit struggling to find his role this game.
Yep. Fishman, by the way, bought a gem. He's pissed off. The Ricky's been annoying him a little bit too much.
And this means that if he stays alive in the team fight, he's actually useful this time.
Yep. Ooh, C Smile has the full BKB now.
And the Arcane Rune.
This could be big.
This could be, but they have to find enemies, and that deep board helps. They can sort of tell where the enemy team is, but not quite.
If they see somebody who's not Watson there, it's really good for them to go take a fight, because there's not going to be the TBs that come in time.
Why not Watson?
Yeah, because he's Nature's Prophet.
He's tanky enough. He can survive through it.
No, I mean, you want to see Watson somewhere. You want to see Watson on the ward. I'm saying if somebody's on the ward, you can kill somebody elsewhere.
Oh, okay, I understand.
You can definitely gank somebody on the ward, but you don't know who is around in the area that can help out.
Right, that makes sense. Sleeping Dart with a smoke screen. We have a Split Earth as well. Activated the pipe in time, though, but
he's very tanky.
He kind of wants to commit to this. He's realizing he might have overcommitted. Activated the Watson already. That is storming to the vacuum with a wall replica. C-Smile activates BKB, trying to get away. For now, Matthew's already dead, and the overgrowth cut C-Smile. He's stuck. Look at Stormstormer routing the supports. Panda can no longer be saved. He's down for the count. That's 3 deaths. And Entity recovered quite nicely there. Yeah, I mean, not really recovered. They continued their onslaught.
Yeah, right. There was a little bit of a glimpse of hope there for EG. But,
it flickered away.
It flickered away.
Like the lamp that killed Whisper.
No, it's still there and very powerful, just FYI.
Oh, okay,
But that's, the BKB timing from C-Smile, I hyped it up like it's important. And it is, obviously. Of course it is. But you're playing into a Treant Protector. He just waited for C-Smile to come with the BKB, and he pressed it. He pressed the overgrowth. Oh,
Pakaz, he got seen. Kinetic Field to get vision. Song immediately. Pakaz has a TP. Should be good.
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, that's a really long TP, though. That's a really long TP.
There was a few people that TP'd to that tower first. That could have been risky.
Yeah.
Actually, Watson could have TP'd in and Gleipnired him from far away, maybe.
Can you imagine, like, you're the Naga, and every time you TP, you have to go, what tower, guys? What tower?
Oh,
which one are you guys using right now?
Yeah. It didn't help that EG lost the previous fight, so they were all like, we need to get the hell out of here. Obviously, Whisper didn't TP to the fountain, because he doesn't do that. He wants to farm. He TP'd to that tower. I think it was Whisper's fault that almost went not so good.
Blame Whisper, okay.
Always blame Whisper. If you're Pakaz, it's blame Panda first, but if you can't blame Panda, then blame Whisper.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I just saw him slap him. Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Matthew's the captain, so you can't blame him.
Right, because he decides who stays on the team.
That's exactly right. He owns the slot.
This is not like Forge Studios.
No,
I think
there's
it
not
goes a little bit above
a dominance hierarchy. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to gloss over that as Entity. What is their next move here? How do they continue this dominance against EG?
Waiting for the next Roshan that may respawn in 3 seconds.
Oh, it's actually EG who's going to make the move. This smoke.
32 seconds. It's a really early Roche. So everybody in this game is now, okay, wards around Roche, play around Roche. Don't go bottom. Bottom lane is completely dead. That's the wilderness. Nobody go there.
Sure. I mean, they are.
As they go there.
Yeah. But they don't have Song either, which means they don't have the disengage. They have Black Hole, and it's smoke on smoke action. Last time Entity, though, had great positioning on their smokes. They're thinking of a wraparound, but it's going to be Kataomi who scouts first.
Whisper's got the blink here. If C-Smile baits out the overgrowth with his BKB, they could actually get a big Black Hole here.
Now you see, this is the bachata smoke where you go one side, you go to the other, you don't actually move anywhere.
Yeah, that did not accomplish much. They did not get any wards down. I mean, you know, this is actually one of the... When I briefly played with Aoi on Arkosh, one thing he said that Tier 2 differs from Tier 1 is that Tier 2 teams, if they smoke, they have to get something out of it.
Right.
Tier 1 teams learn when to not go, to be patient, and to call off smokes. It's boring because it's more fun to see the crazy team fights, but it does make a very high-skill team to be like, okay, we looked for an opportunity, it didn't present itself, we're not going to force some dumb shit right now. Because they're still totally in this if they get a big Black Hole.
Surpassing the sunk cost fallacy, right?
That's right, that's right.
Meanwhile, Entity, they just continue to widen that gap, but
yeah,
the map control has not gone too much in their favor, like recently, right? They haven't been able to take any towers, they've just kind of continued to farm. They're waiting for Roche, like you said, that's the next objective, and they can't quite sneak it.
No.
They have to get the kill first, so that Black Hole is too dangerous.
Yeah, I don't think it's wise to try to sneak it. I'm not sure if they've seen the Blink Dagger.
Did we lie? Did we just lie? Entity?
I mean, it depends who they see.
Okay, they're gonna try.
They're gonna fully commit for it. Okay, well, I don't think they've seen the Blink Dagger from Whisper. I think he's been hiding it, other than this ward that's scouting him.
Let's see if EG can scout them in time. It's true that they're lacking map control right now. And this Roche is falling pretty slowly. Matthew's committed on Courier lives first. They just saw the Courier die, and they will end up taking the Roche. It doesn't seem like EG's actually interested in fighting this at all, even though they're close by.
Prakash was there. He wanted to Song and try to do some shenanigans, but just not quite there in time. They were trying to farm the other side of the map. EG smoked. I wonder if they're actually going to do something from this, or if they're just going to back off again. They are. They're actually going in after the Aegis.
Yeah. Okay, they're going to kill Fishman. This did not work out last time, but let's see. Bloodstone already got activated, and now the Static Storm from Fishman. This does not seem like a good fight. At least they can kill Fishman, maybe. BKB already activated and C-Smile. They are deterred from their aggression. Fishman's dead, but Overgrowth got used. They still hold on to the Black Hole. Whisper's going low, though. Disruption to keep him back into the fight. Too many BKB. Song is unimpactful, but he blinks just in time. Whisper's safe. He TPs. The Songless Siren allowed them to survive this, and they didn't force the buyback from Fishman.
Panda's gonna go down.
No, Panda's fine. He wants to die. This is where he feels comfortable. Yeah, good, go to sleep, Panda.
Lucky Gleipnir proc. I mean, buyback from Fishman, it doesn't really matter that much. Like EG, that looked like it could maybe go their way. Whisper got caught out by Kataomi on the with the overgrowth. Like, not only did Kataomi get C-Smile, he's being so annoying. He's got a lot of wards back here too, by the way. So
Matthew had actually probably, if we had a heat map, we can probably see Matthew being in that side of the map.
He's got nothing else to do. I mean,
it's gold for his teammate.
This is his life now. Yeah, he's farming technically by doing this.
He's farming for his team.
Yeah,
he's truly a real support.
Well, I mean, EG doesn't have that much of the map to farm, so this is what they need.
I mean, this is actually meaningful. That 80 gold the Couriers provide.
It is
non-trivial.
But speaking of meaningful, Kataomi he's one of the few guys that makes Treant look not boring. Like, he's really good at playing this hero, always setting up. Which we saw in like the early mid game. He's not really doing it that much now because all he needs to do is survive and press the overgrowth in the team fight when the BKBs come out.
What did that Courier?
I like that he's taunting too.
I think you do that when you kill a Courier automatically.
I see. Okay, because he wouldn't be taunting.
No, he doesn't want to taunt here. He got glimpsed back. He knows he's got to die. But that's 80 more gold for the team. You know, little by little.
Yeah, but you know, when it's a Nature's Prophet globally TPing to get you, it doesn't matter that much. Ooh, Stormstormer.
Oh, he just left a present for Panda. He's like, okay, don't mind if I do. Psychic Headband.
I think that's the right move. I think to just leave it. He's got the gem. He's totally a lone bot.
Okay, fair enough, I suppose. The Psychic Headband's pretty huge for the dude.
Dude, this is a pretty big bluff from him. Like, there is actually nobody behind him. Well, now there is.
Yeah, you forgot about the nature's
Right,
global.
right. Yeah, that helps.
Yep. And that tower's gonna fall now. Oh, they're fighting. Okay, they're having an
They're
illusion
fighting
fight.
illusions. Yeah.
Illusion fight!
Well, the normal punches, coming in handy here. He's almost winning the illusion fight on Toby. It's still raging on.
I mean, Whisper's doing the same thing as with the Brugler for game 1, right? He's decided this is his part of the map.
But this is, I mean, it's like, it's not what you want. It's like
Obviously.
it's what you do when you're behind, because
They're beating on
like there's not really a great split push hero in Dota right now that actually threatens the tier 3s like old Lycan used to, or like Beastmaster's probably the best one, but Brood and Enigma are just, I don't know. They're a little pathetic. It's more about pushing the lane and people having to come deal with it, but you're dealing with a Nature's Prophet on the enemy team who can very easily push it out.
It does feel like the Eidolons on the Enigma they just feel really pathetic. Because at least Brood Spiralings give vision, but Eidolons giving vision is like...
Yeah, you're farming, that's about it. Like he's pushing the lane out so he can farm.
Okay, I think they're whistling the smoke maybe, I'm not really sure, but they're gonna go for Whisper here. Whisper in the trees. Yeah, they can catch him with the overgrowth perhaps, but Whisper, he's managing to avoid them for now. He'll actually TP. He even surprised our observer there.
Did they just know from the whistling? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, I don't think. Well, you know what? I'm just not going to comment on
I've
that.
heard they're double noise cancel. I'm sure it's
we
fun.
do actually. They actually have white noise as well.
Yeah.
Apparently. I'm not sure. I'm not a sound engineer, and I don't think we have one. So I think
they're hallucinating in there because of the heat anyway, so it wouldn't matter either way.
Shiva's from Stormstormer just to push out the waves.
Yeah, he's
farming. He's farming. He's chilling.
He's chilling.
They're a little bit frustrated about that.
He doesn't have a Aghanim Shard on Stormstormer just yet. This is when you know a DP game is going really, really well, when you don't need to buy it. You can just go for like tanky items. You're already doing enough damage. You already feel like you're healing enough. Like, honestly, the best thing about it is getting another Spirit Siphon. That's probably the best thing about getting this Aghanim Shard on DP.
You don't think the fear is that important?
The fear is good, but I'm just saying, like, I think the extra Siphon is underrated.
I think when you blink, the fact that the fear doesn't actually work the same way for all heroes, right?
Yeah.
With like the Dark Willow, you fear away from base.
Right. DP, it's away from her, right?
Exactly.
So you get a blink and you fear people towards your team.
Exactly. That seems amazing.
Yeah, it is good. It is.
I mean, it's not immediate, right? You have to like, wait for like a couple seconds.
Well, thankfully, she's an incredibly fast hero, so it's pretty easy for her to blink and stay on top of you.
Sure.
But yeah, they're continuing this split pushing that you're alluding to, Tob. I almost don't want to call it split pushing. It's more like they're like split farming. Like they're just, jungling as much as they can up here, trying to stay in the game, biding their time for the next team fight.
You open up the map a little bit for your team.
Yeah,
Matthew can snipe more couriers, which is apparently his only purpose in life.
It's his fetish in this game. And honestly, because just getting illusions out is really important.
Oh, he went for a blink dagger. Now he can snipe him more efficiently.
That is so stupid. The blink dagger. That's how you know he's like playing to just absolutely split the map.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a Lotus, because he's like, if I go into, or an Aether Lens, because like if I go into a fight, I'm just going to die anyway. So I'm just going to get a blink so I can blink away from them when they come kill me. Try to kill me after I'm sniping couriers, or blink away from just like a generic gank as well.
I will say though, after these two matches, EG feels a little bit like the Punisher right now. Their capacity to feel pain is like through the roof. They're just masochists in both games, just holding on for dear life.
I've not seen the Punisher. Does he feel pain? Because
no, he has like a really high, his only superpower is a high pain tolerance.
His tolerance for pain is
it's
high.
incredible.
Okay. Yeah. No, they're getting their ass beat for sure. You are right about that.
Middle tower is under attack.
Entity is really taking it to them this game.
And because Entity makes little mistakes, it feels like a very...
Entity is not fucking around in this game, dude. They are not making mistakes in this series, which is, for a team that was known for going balls to the wall, like, they're very safe. They're taking their sweet time with this, but I honestly agree with that. I think in this patch, we've seen so many throws going high ground, unless you have a Lina on your team. And, of course, thank goodness that hero was banned out this game. For both sides and for the audience.
Yep. For the audience especially, I would say.
Yeah.
I think she was... In the group stages, her win rate wasn't that great, but of course, there's a lot of teams. There we go. Courier Snipe. That's what the Blink Dagger's for, Jenkins. And he TPs.
He's
he learned.
TPing right out.
He learned. Watson is in shock.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand what's happening around him. Bunch of animals are being killed by this satyr thing.
There's like an invisible guy running around. You have the power of invisibility and he's killing fucking animals. Like, what a superpower. Imagine being able to teleport. He's like,
he can teleport. He can actually blink multiple times.
Yeah, you can.
He has a magical smoke. Oh my god, they really want to... This is PETA squad right here. Look at this. It's all in defense of the animals. Disruption might actually save him. And this Satyr, he's clinched back, he tricks the trade. Matthew's not dead yet. One more blink, he's alive. Today, Jenkins, we eat steak.
Yeah, for a couple of minutes, we'll eat steak. We'll also have some copium as well. I mean,
look, that is not a point that matters that much, but the frustration that Entity feels.
Yeah, sure. It's a mental win. It's a mental win. It is right in front of the EG base, so I think if Matthew dies, he doesn't have buyback. It actually would matter.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like, they could genuinely go high ground from that.
Okay,
Ricky,
yeah, sure. I see what you mean.
Like, Ricky has no items, but that's how Ricky functions, is he has no items, and he's still the most important hero on the enemy team to kill. That's just what you have to deal with when this little Satyr is on the enemy team. So killing him would have definitely been worth it there.
Okay, I take it back because I remember Sheeple was also commenting on the fact that the way to deal with Ricky is just balls to the wall Ricky.
You all in, you use Treant ult, you use Disruptor ult.
Yeah.
Like that, because if you don't do that, he'll make you regret it.
Yeah. He doesn't feel like a 4 hero in that sense.
I swear to God, anybody that's out there like armchair, like you shouldn't use all your spells on Ricky. You haven't played against Ricky. You've not played.
Against Matthew Ricky especially.
Well, yeah.
Oh, he's back on courier duty. There we go. Matthew wants to kill another courier.
What on earth is he doing?
Where is he going?
What on earth? He's putting a deep base ward.
Oh, they know. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, they're pinging him. They see him. They see him.
They do see him. They finally will kill Matthew. The Satyr's dead.
They're going to de-ward that immediately.
They must know it's there.
Yes, of course. It's so obvious.
And then they use the phrase, "Está picante la cancha, perro."
I don't know
it's a spicy game.
Oh, I see.
Dog, he's like, dude, like friend.
Yeah, it's a bit spicy. It's getting a bit spicy here. It's just Matthew versus the world, it seems.
Yeah, but the world is only composed of couriers for him.
Yeah, it really is.
He can't see heroes any longer.
It's him and other animals. It's like the Wizard of Oz.
He's truly devolved.
Without the wizard. What? He is the wizard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he clacked his heels and he went into the enemy base.
That's right.
There we go. Meanwhile, Entity, they're a little bit lost because they're playing a complete separate game
they are.
Kill the Ricky.
Yeah, they are. I mean, honestly, Matthew's making space for Pakaz. He's still really farmed. He has his Scotty plus Heart of Tarask. Like, it's not totally out of the picture that they could, like, win a fight off of Pakaz's strength.
Really?
A lot of games like this don't go that well, where you have one core that's farmed way more than the others on your team.
Right, especially with Darkseer on the other side.
Yeah, exactly, when it's an illusion hero. Yeah. But it's possible. Like, it is enough net worth that you have the damage.
We're going to see a smoke from Entity.
I would not have guessed that there was a smoke.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can.
No idea.
Yeah. Malefice as well here to push at the lane a little bit. Entity. They feel defeated. They feel like this smoke is not going to work in their favor. Another courier killed by Matthew. Oh, maybe not. Took to the trade. He got it. Yeah, cheer. It's Fishman's couriers.
The gold lead is actually kind of going down a bit.
It is. That's all thanks to the couriers. The Ags, though, on Roche.
This is really important. This is where the gold lead is going to skyrocket.
Who gets the Ags here, Jenkins?
Of course, Fishman. Of course. Disruptor Ags.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, not having to buy this is pretty insane,
It's
man.
insane. This team fight has become super difficult.
Yeah, now is where you don't even need the overgrowth for the C-Smile BKB or the Whisper BKB.
Exactly.
You can just take any of these heroes out by dropping that Disruptor ulti, and he's already got the Force Staff because he's not rushing the Ags, so he can get in there to get the ult down.
Oh, another courier. There we go.
Yeah, baby. Oh, that's the BKB. That's actually pretty big.
Matthew, little by little, whittling them down. He has not stopped talking a single moment because he's not doing anything, so he can just at least order his team around.
Yeah, he's got nothing better to do.
He's playing StarCraft right now.
Yeah, he is. He's microing his team, that's for sure. I mean, I don't know if you killed as many animals.
Look at him. His mouth is constantly going on, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Another one. He's looking for it. They don't have BKE, but... Okay, for the Static Storm, how do you deal with it now? Because obviously their past tactic was... Oh, well, actually, hold that thought, Jenkins. 1 second. He's leashed. He might have to activate BKB, but he's holding on to it. He's holding on to his death.
He has buyback. He has buyback.
That's the reasoning. He knows BKB is valuable. Right, so if you were usually baiting out Static Storm with Leshrac, and then you BKB in the middle of it and you're fine, what do you do now?
I mean, they still have the disruption from Panda that they can rely on, but It is a little hard. He's got brown boots.
Oh no, Helm of Iron Will now. What?
That's the nullifier. No, that's the nullifier. It's actually pretty good.
It is. That's huge.
I don't know if it's going to matter. They have so much net worth that they can lose an entire item or two and still be ahead.
I don't know. BKB plus nullifier now down for like the next 2 minutes.
I mean, we'll see. It looks like they're going to try to finally pressure the high ground.
The couriers are afraid now. They still haven't dewarded that ward earlier because they weren't expecting him to do that.
Well, because they don't want to go back to their base and give up their map. It's so
That's
annoying.
True. Yeah.
They're only sending the heroes that have Boots of Travel or Global TP.
How does EG win this team fight? They have frustrated Entity, but they still haven't accomplished stopping their lead. They're still dealing with Age and Cheese.
Pakaz is actually, he's almost taking the bottom tower.
Exorcism now used by the DP. Lightner as well. Okay, push out this tower little by little for Entity. And they're whittling it down, much like Matthew and their couriers. It seems to be working. They will be able to take at least one set of racks, it seems.
Yeah, this is looking a lot like the last game, except Entity has 2 heroes hitting the racks instead of just 1. Whisper's looking for the jump.
Okay, the Sleeping Dart can now be dispelled by Lotus Orb. That's a little bit of a nuisance here. Matthew feels that's useful. He can always Blink Strike though, but it's too late.
If he Blink Strike Watson with the Lotus, it would blink Watson into his base.
Exactly, yes. That's what they're looking for, as Matthew was thinking. That's Quelling Blade still late game. Okay, the Bloodthorn. Not much yet. C-Smile goes in. They have status weapon. They activate BKB immediately. They kind of forced that out of him. Are they in a good position to go Stormstormer? They use the overgrowth already. Stormstormer activates the BKB. Whisper wants to be put in position to use the Black Hole, but C-Smile is being sacrificed for now. Disruption, and they want to reset the fight with the Song of the Siren. C-Smile still alive. The Black Hole setting up. Thanks to the Song of the Siren. They got 3. That's going to bring down Fishman, but they don't have enough damage to bring down the other 2. Watson's still alive. He's hitting too hard. Whisper's down. They want to at least kill the offlaner, but that's not going to be enough. They killed Matthew as well. Watson, with one last breath, feels quite strong, but his BKB is finally out. There's the opportunity they were looking for. I see Smile also getting close to him. The poor man needs to be saved by a disruption. There we go. Watson can't really move. He seems to be falling in the backlines. The Ricky goes for the backlines himself, killing off the Darks here. There's the Aegis down. Watson tries to spread himself. It's not going to work. He's surrounded by a bunch of illusions. Matthew still trying to find the stragglers in this fight. He broke their lines completely.
It is costly for EG though. It cost them 3 buybacks. That Song into Black Hole, that is basically the best thing that you could ask for there. It is so easy to interrupt the Black Hole in this game. He's going for a refresher, so maybe the next fight, if they can do this again, maybe they can turn it around. But like I said, the buybacks being there means that the gold lead did not go down for Entity there, and Watson still has buyback.
And that fight was still them literally needing to stop the overgrowth. Like they had to force overgrowth, Static Storm in a bad position.
Yes, it was a lot of things that went the right way for EG.
They're still fighting. They're still fighting out of the ring, because they caught him. It's the Static Storm. It's the enemy carry. Pakaz could be in trouble now. Matthew got killed. No more courier kills for you. And they got rid of Pakaz now as well. Stormer wants to cancel some TPs. He has nothing to do so though, so they'll successfully go back home.
That is with 2 dead, by the way. EG, they could feel the crowd, man. They were charging down mid. They thought they were a lot stronger than they were.
Oh, the crowd's baiting them more than it's helping them.
Yeah, that was a bit of a bait there, because just Toby is enough to do the damage, because he gets the Naga illusion. So the more farm Pakaz gets, the more farm Toby gets. And Fishman with the nice ult. Pakaz can't get out of there.
They can roll down mid now for Entity, at least for a while. Maybe take a whole lane. 50 seconds.
They can probably take a lane. Watson is alive.
Okay, yeah. No Exo, but
he's there.
Should be fine.
Yeah, he's TPing right into the enemy tier 3.
Oh, he forgot the tier 2 needs to be taken.
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
right. Those are Immortal.
Yeah, backdoor protect. Oh, no, sorry, no, Immortal, you're right.
Yeah,
Unstoppable, invulnerable. C-Smile. Okay, disruption just until the end of the kinetic field. He should be fine for now. He's trying to defend the Split Earth, and it's kind of working. But the tower is still going down. At least it's deterring them from staying in the high ground. In fact, Entity, the ever so patient, they understand this. They're actually not going to take a full lane. They don't want to overcommit.
They respect their ability to fight. After that fight, I can understand.
After the fight, they actually activate the flight.
That's right. That's right. It's the fight is in sight. With I don't know what we're doing here.
They have to wait until it's night.
They're not. They are actually going to wait until it's night, because that's when Roshan will respawn.
Important.
I think that's probably why they're backing off. Is they're like, all right, guys, we have total map control. We have access to this Roche. We already lost the Aegis. Like, why push into the high ground against this Enigma black hole when we could have the Aegis, and then if he does black hole us, who cares? You just respawn, right? But then again, we saw that in the previous fight, and it did matter.
Okay, a smoke once again. The crowd goes crazy. Let's see if they can find... Oh, they're smoking. They're taking a pretty big wraparound. The thing is, EG's in their base. They're not in the triangle, so this wraparound, well, clever if EG was trying to farm outside. EG's playing this super safely right now.
They're not going to catch anything. But then again, if you're Entity, just smoking up and getting the high ground vision for Roshan is like what you want to do, and dewarding this as well. Fishman, I think they have the gem on Stormstormer still, or did they lose it?
No.
No, they lost it. They lost it.
They lost it?
Oh no, sorry. It's on Katomi now.
Yeah,
so they did deward. They did deward this area, and that's like a lot of the time. Whenever you smoke, you want to go with like multiple purposes, so that way if the enemy team does not show up, at least you get some objective from it. A tower, some wards down, deward, and they dewarded.
Oh, we have a refresher now. This could be a turning point maybe for the Enigma.
It's still hard.
Bait one black hole.
They have to, they have to deal with the Katomi overgrowth, which he's been very on point with, other than in that previous fight. And he's also going to have a refresher orb soon. In fact, if he wanted to be cheeky, he could disassemble the Lotus Orb and get the refresher immediately, but I doubt it. It's just such a good item.
Also, the Nature's Prophet Sprout is what actually canceled it last time as well, because obviously he has Leash now.
The Black Hole?
Yeah, that's the issue.
If it did cancel Black Hole, Nature's Prophet would be very OP.
Is it not how it works?
No.
Okay,
Leash
okay.
is,
I thought I
is
saw
just
him leashed. Okay, never mind.
Leash
that.
is just mobility.
So it's just overgrowth and the cancel.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
The thing is, though, the Leash at this point, Picasso has nothing to cut the trees.
Right, all right.
Like, nobody does. Okay. EG, they're looking. Who can they even kill here first? I feel like Stormstormer's a hard jump, but he would be a good kill if they're confident in their damage. I don't know, with his items, I don't know if Bakaz offers enough damage to kill him. I think they would need to hole him, which means they would also have to catch the tree.
Yeah, but Katahomi's so well placed. Oh, maybe they caught it. They
him.
broke all his trees. They put him to sleep now with a sleeping dart. However, the response by Entity is quite quick. They might be able to turn this around. And the vacuum into the Static Storm. That works well for them. The Enigma activity can be already. And Stormstormer's just running him down. Everyone trying to protect Whisper. Whisper's going to die, however. There's no black hole now. Stormer is a little bit too strong. The song is going to actually protect Stormer for now. And his ghost will kill See Smile. That song worked against him. They wanted to reset it, but instead all they did was save the DP. The overgrowth was being saved for this perfect moment. They tried to glimpse back the Naga. Saved by disruption. Still in trouble. And they sent them back once again. Normal punch. Carry the Naga to the grave. Entity. They're not screwing around, man. This team, they had everything in mind. That song, though. That song was so brutal.
Yeah, I mean, after the first one, too, after that first song went so well, in the previous team fight, Katomi, man, he's just so on point with these overgrowths. Like I said, he's one of the few guys that makes this hero look actually interesting, because the way that he plays the fights is so impactful. He's not just an armor bot. He's very important. Fishman, too. I feel like he set up with the Static Storm to start that. And then the Darkseer was able to go in, but it was Fishman to start. And the Aghanim Scepter goes to Stormstormer.
I mean, you might as well, sure.
It's honestly not that good of an Ags. It's just they're so ahead that he can have it. I feel like you give it to Katomi just because he's been playing the fight so well.
Sure, yeah.
They actually caught
like a reward, I guess.
The glimpse.
Yeah, Static Storm as well. I don't know how they're going to save Pakaz this time. With a normal punch, he actually gets out of the kinetic field. Pakaz, he's going to sing, but the BKBs are on. And it's just, he's being chased down by an MP. Unsuccessful TP. That's a dive back for the Naga Siren. Pakaz is out. His support comes with him. That seems like it's over for EG. Entity is just going to run down mid, take those tier 4s, end the game. They're taking no more chances. It's only Matthew and Whisper. They still do have the option of one last black hole, but where's the damage going to come from? Matthew's being stopped for now. Their push is quite high anyway. They're holding on. They're waiting for that See Smile to come back. And then maybe the Blacko can catch some people. This is the final play from EG. Entity, though, they're spread out. They know what's happening. They know they're winning this game right now. And they're not going to take any chances. Stormer zoning out the enemy team. Those silences are very annoying. Finally, see Smile. There's the last initiation. One black hole. At least hopes to catch the DP, but they cancel that overgrowth. Once again, Whisper needs the second one. He did refresh, but he doesn't have the mana.
It wouldn't even matter. Katomi had a refresher as well. He was ready.